Hi, I'm James Kifoko. I'm a rabbit breeder in Nakuru, and as you can see, rabbits are very cool animals, and here is my story. I got into rabbit farming after trying to do more about chicken. After doing chicken for quite some time, I got that it was not beneficial to me, because chicken use a lot of feeds. The growth is very slowly. When you get a chick, a kienyeji chick that you take to market, it will end up to 6 months. And with chicken, to get 6 months, it has a lot of challenges. Despite the amount of feeds you have to buy for the chicken, it has some other more challenges about diseases and so on. So at that time, that's when I started and thought, what else should I do? And I turned to rabbit. Rabbit farming is so much beneficial to me. Because one thing, rabbit, as far as I'm experienced, is the animal. You can do farming with a very minimal expenditure. For instance, our rabbits, normally our main feed is hay, which is very, very accessible and very cheap. One bale of hay, at the current moment, we are buying it at 200 shillings. And one bale of hay, with the rabbits I have, it's going for 3 days. So with the number I have and feeding with 200 shillings, you can see it's the cheapest animal you can farm with the smallest money you have. Despite the feeding, the cheap maintenance in the feeding. Also, when you keep your cages in the cleanness level, you will not get any diseases from your rabbit, because most of the rabbit diseases are brought by the condition of the cages. So that's why we are making self-cleaning cages, which are easy to clean, because one thing that affects rabbits is that smell of the urine. Affects rabbits in a very high rate. So when there is no that smell, I'm very sure you will not get any sickness within your rabbit. Despite breeding and selling the bunnies, because we as breeders, we normally do sell the bunnies from 2 months. But despite selling the bunnies, we normally sell the rabbit urine, which is used organically for farmers who don't want to use those other harmful pesticides they use. Because one advantage about the urine, despite the foliar, the urine is also used as pesticide. It repels all those insects that come to harm your crops. And the advantage of it, despite repelling some other chemicals people use in the farm, they kill. They don't repel, they kill. So in a way, we get the kill even the important insects which maybe had come to do the pollination to the crops. So you get your yield, but not in the best level, because the insects that came to do pollination died in the process. But with the urine, they don't kill, they just repel. So later, when the smell will not be too harsh, it will come and do its pollination. Also, we sell the droppings, which are also very, very rich in nitrogen. And we normally try to encourage farmers, when you use the urine and you use the droppings, you'll never go to any shop buying any other fertilizer for your crops. Kibuku Rabbit Farm, one of my biggest honor when it's come to rabbit farming is the rabbit urine. Whereby the rabbit urine, because of its high demand, we sell it to farmers who are doing organic farming. Whereby nowadays people are running for those people who are doing organic farmers. So it's also beneficial to the farmer, because it also reduces cost to that farmer who is using our urine, because he is not going to the shop to buy the normal fertilizers. And out of the selling of the urine, we get the money to manage our farm, whereby we buy our feeds and other things from the money we get from the urine, which is always available. Because as far as the rabbit is taking water and it's feeding the dry grass, it takes a lot of water. So we get our urine on daily basis. Despite selling any other thing, you get money because you sell the urine. It's able to cater for all the costs that you can do in the rabbit rearing. You can rear without going back to your pocket. Just selling the urine and it manages everything in the farm. In rabbit business, the most crucial and the most important thing to start with is just to build good cages. After building good cages, think of about a good breed of rabbits, because it's not just a matter of keeping rabbits, but keeping hybrid rabbits. In hybrid rabbits, we mean this. They are rabbits that grow fast. They attain weight for the market very fast. Because for a rabbit to be for market, for maybe for meat, they should not take more than 4 months to be mature for slaughtering. And the rabbits that should be slaughtered should not be less than 2 kg. So you have to keep rabbits that when they are growing, between 3 and 4 months, they are 2 kg and they are ready for slaughtering. In most cases, most breeds are good for meat. Although the rabbit number 1, which we classify as the number 1 best for meat, is the New Zealand white. Because the ratio of bone to meat, it has more meat than the other rabbits because of the bones. The bones of the New Zealand are not so much wide, like the ribs are not so much wide. They are thin. So when the bones are thin, it has more meat. We go to the other rabbits like the Angora. The Angora does not attain weight so much easily, but it has fur. Those are the rabbits that people have been keeping, trying how they can produce byproducts from the fur of the Angora. The other varieties we have the California, we have the Chinchilla, we have the checkered giant, we have the Flemish giant. For example, with the Flemish giant, it does not attain weight all that fast, but in maturity, in most cases, it's the heaviest rabbit we have ever come across. Like in the moment here in my farm, we have a Flemish giant, which is about 5 kg. With the other one, like the California and the New Zealand, the characteristics are almost the same. Advantage of the California, it takes care of the bunnies so well. In most cases, it has more kids, and in most cases, almost all of them might survive. For a starter in rabbit, we normally advise, if at all you have not been to rabbit, don't rush, because in anything to succeed, you have to go slowly. We try to encourage farmers, if at all you are a starter, start with the bunnies. Don't start with a mature rabbit. Start with the bunnies and you grow together. You have enough experience. When it comes to that time of conceiving, you'll be knowing what your rabbits need and how to take care of it. Because sometimes you can take a mature one which was already served and you are not aware, you get it has given birth. Maybe you don't know how to take it, does not know how to take the care of the kids, and you yourself also don't know. So we tell someone, start with the bunnies, and we normally sell from 2 months, of which we sell at a cost of 1,000 per bunny, which is not older than 2 months. If not 2 months, we sell the ones that are at the age of 3 months, which we sell at 2,000. The 4 months, we sell at 2,500. From there, we sell the mature, although not in most cases. But if someone says that he must take a mature one, for a female, we do at 3,500. But when it's served, we sell it at 4,000. In short, we are saying with 30,000, you'll be able to start a rabbit farm, which after 3-4 months, you'll start seeing your returns, of which your rabbit will start giving birth, you'll be selling your urine, you'll be selling your droppings, and you'll be able to move on to the next step. In every aspect, there are challenges. Although when we got most challenges is when we are not all that much aware about how to take care of the rabbit. But when you take care of the rabbit, challenges are very minimal. Because one of the challenges that we encountered there before is about some diseases. and we came to know the diseases that we experience were brought by our not taking much care of the rabbits. Because one of the major factor is the cleanliness. If at all your cages are clean, that ammonia smell from the urine is not in your cages, you are stress-free. For somebody who wants to start rabbit farming, we normally advise them to come to our farm. First, they see what we are doing, and we give a bit of training. And the training we give, one of them is about cage construction. After cage construction, we do about rabbit breeds, the breed that a starter should start with. After the breeds, we go to management of the rabbits. And one of the management that will make you manage your rabbits without a lot of hassle is the numbering of the cages. Because when you do the numbering, you'll be having a record of that cage. This cage is number so and so, and this rabbit is this old, this rabbit is halved, this rabbit gave birth at this time, this rabbit has bunnies, these bunnies were born when, and when they will be the weaned, and when this rabbit should be served. So record is very much important, because even when you want to sell bunnies to those starters, you want to know that this rabbit is exactly 2 months or this exactly 3 months, but without record you can't know that. That's why we say it's very important to keep records in rabbit keeping, so that you can be able also to manage your herds. If at all we come to marketing, most people now and then say that they can't keep rabbit because rabbit has no demand. They claim that no one to buy rabbits. Me, I normally want to tell people, market start with yourself. Go to your neighbor, tell him what you do. Slaughter a rabbit, give to somebody who is close to you, your workmates, your friends. Let them taste the meat of the rabbit, and you start creating market for your products. Don't expect to sell your rabbit to those big hotels. Don't start thinking how you will start keeping rabbits so that you will export your meat. Just start marketing within your locality, and it just goes well. That was my story as a rabbit farmer and a rabbit breeder in Nakuru. I would want to know how other farmers are doing out there. What is your story?
Coming up next week, do you remember the vermiliquid that the Njoroge spoke about, which is key for the organic farm?
Vermiliquid, you collect it from worms, so you can imagine waiting for them to excrete maybe 5 liters. It takes long, it takes time. So that is a challenge.
If you haven't watched that story, have a look at it. In our next story, we feature an agri-preneur who rears earthworms, which are also known as, get this, the intestines of the soil. They produce the vermiliquid, which is equally prized brown liquid gold. As always, keep sharing and subscribe too if you haven't, and let's continue farming.